This shocking search by a Chattanooga area sheriff's deputy was caught on dashcam video last July in Hamilton County, Tennessee. Two motorists were stopped by the deputy for an alleged traffic violation. Footage shows Daniel Wilkie and another deputy involved in the strip search of a man on the side of the road. Wilkie allegedly performs an illegal body cavity search of James Myron Mitchell.
This is one of 8 cases that I have involving Mr. Wilkie and then a variety of co-defendants. Common defendants in all those are Wilkie and Hamilton County government.
Daniel Wilkie has been hit with a 44-count indictment related to his actions against suspects he stopped for minor offenses.
Those counts range from rape to reckless driving. In there's reckless endangerment, sexual battery, stalking, and multiple official oppression, official misconduct.
Wilkie is being sued for allegedly using excessive force against Mitchell. As a result of the search captured on this video, he required treatment for anal contusions and surgery on a previously untreated hernia.
With these cases, particularly with James Mitchell, we're alleging that there's a history, if you will, of this type of misconduct that is condoned by the Hamilton County government through its sheriff.
Mitchell's lawyer says this is the tip of the iceberg of a much larger problem in Hamilton County.
We've got officers that have not only injured people or are allowed to remain on duty, but also killed people. And until there was pressure from the local NAACP and black ministers here, no action was taken.
Wilkie is also named in a wrongful death lawsuit of a man he shot while on duty for the Ray County Sheriff's Department.
And it was, even though he was cleared, and that's one of the targets of my discovery in this case that we're going to probe, is what occurred there. He shot a man in the head at point blank range at a hospital when this guy was being taken to the hospital for some type of treatment.
Wilkie resigned from the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department in December of 2019. Court TV reached out to the department and they did not wish to comment on the matter.
And on the phone with us to discuss this case, the attorney representing several accusers, just heard him in that piece, Robin Flores. Mr. Flores, I want to start with sum up what your clients are alleging. I know James Mitchell is the one that we heard that horrible allegations there. What other allegations are you alleging through your clients?
We have one involving Chandel Riley, where she had a choice between going to jail for a minor traffic offense and minor drug possession offense in exchange for allowing the deputy to baptize her.
Baptize her?
Yes, and that was caught on video as well, and that's one of the on a separate video, not a dash cam video, but on a separate video, and that's one of the allegations we brought. We also have allegations involving a young woman that Mr. Wilkie had stalked for a number of years, and that's where the sexual battery charges arise from with the Hamilton County District Attorney. We recently had a dismissal. The court dismissed most of all of our claims in that particular case, with the exception of one, which is the intentional infliction of emotional distress on her. And the federal judge declined to send it back to state court because he, in his order, wanted to keep that charge or that claim with all the others. The other cases that we have involved at the time 5 young women who were minors, and those allegations are very similar, which we claim follow a similar pattern of a pretextual traffic stop for usually window tint or claims of smelling marijuana while the vehicle is traveling, and removed each of the girls and searched them, and in a way where it was tantamount to fondling them, And each of those claims, the young ladies claim that he touched them, groped them in their genitals, breast, and so on. One of the key issues in this case that has been hotly litigated is a loss of video data of all the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department's dash cams and body mics. I and another attorney involved in this case discovered that in January, that Hamilton County Sheriff's Department lost all the video evidence from all the patrol cars over a period of time, which basically encompasses Deputy Wilkie's employment there.
How would you describe? I mean, you're talking about forced baptisms, cavity searches, groping off of routine traffic stops. How would you describe this guy?
I am forbidden under our rules of professional conduct in Tennessee and our federal court from rendering an opinion. I can tell you that in our claims, we have alleged that he is in essence a loose cannon that the sheriff or the county knew or should have known posed a threat to the community, and that would be going back to his the incident in Ray County where he shot and killed a man, and within 3 years, I believe it was 2017, that case settled. There was a wrongful death action in that case.
Are there more Wilkies in this department? I mean, we see video of just him and other people. Are there more Wilkies, or were the people around him just kind of afraid of him, and do you think that they'd let him do it but didn't report him?
Well, that's, again, some of our claims on a failure to protect and failure to report from the co-defendants that were involved in it. One of the claims that we have is with a young lady who's now an adult, Aviana McKenzie, who did make an internal affairs claim and was subsequently charged criminally for making a false report. That charge got dismissed, and we brought the deputy in as a defendant, Trista Rice, on that action. So that, in a roundabout way, what we're claiming is a pattern of practice of more than just Daniel Wilkie, that there's a pattern with Hamilton County Sheriff's Office that they have individuals that are threats to the community and continue to retain them. There is a pending action that I'll be bringing in regard to a deputy that has shot two people, shot at a third in less than 3 months, killing one man by shooting him in the back. And that's as of this May. So I'll be bringing that suit recently. And then in May, in a case I'm not involved in, there's a issue with a Mr. Arrington who was, for all intents and purposes, savagely beaten by Hamilton County deputies, and that was caught on video.
Are your clients, the majority of them African American, or all races?
All races. I mean, surprisingly, only two.
So this wasn't racially motivated in your mind, these incidents?
I can't comment either way. That'd be improper for me to do that. I can just tell you that it seems that from the pattern that we've established in our complaints, that it didn't matter who it was.
The sheriff, I know, is not running for re-election. What, I know you don't like to give your opinion, but what needs to be done, or anything? Does anything need to be done to clean up or change this department, or is it just a matter of getting Wilkie out of there, which has already been done?
Well, what we're alleging is a pattern, and that pattern has been condoned by the sheriff and condoned by the government, the county government. So what we're looking for, or what we're hoping, is a overhaul over there of the practices and pattern of how this particular sheriff and how Hamilton County government is managing and running its sheriff's office. It's our position that that won't happen until we either have a court force it on them, or the sheriff is no longer in office.
Former officer or Deputy Wilkie is set to go on trial in December. What's your take on that? Is that a target date that's going to happen, do you think? Or because of COVID, do you think this will get pushed back or anything else? What's your take? I know you're not part of the criminal trial, but you're on the ground there. What do you think?
Well, that I can't comment on. Our courts are under a order from our state Supreme Court on basically leaving it up to them and how they're going to manage grand juries and jury trials. I would be surprised, given the state of the pandemic, and if the surge in cases keeps rising, I would be surprised that our courts will have jury trials in December. I'm actually realistically, I practice criminal law in this jurisdiction as well, and everything realistically is being bounced out until early or mid-2021.
All right, well, it's a case that we will be watching very closely. Robin Flores, appreciate your time this evening. Have a good night.